Saddam, do the honors.
Martin, Muiti, welcome back to the episode.
And 11 other guys.
And 11 other guys. Thank you so much. Karibuni. It's going to be a very interesting episode. Late fitness test. Kiarie twist his ankle for the 45th. How many times this year?
78th.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Eric isn't available. Why?
Eric is still celebrating Gourmaya win.
And Nayim?
No clue.
But, we have the main guys.
Yeah.
The main guys.
We are here.
Welcome back. Today, I feel lucky because I get to eat all this food on my own today. But then again, I'm also generous. So we're going to have the phone calls in about a couple of minutes. We will start with phone calls.
In about a couple of minutes.
We will start.
7:10. To answer phone call 7:10.
To answer phone calls as soon as we can, because today it's the two of us with all of you guys. So just like a bundles.
It's a call-in show. Holy shit.
Put your airtime. And let's start. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the hard part? Do you want to start with Liverpool, Chelsea?
Let's start with United. I mean, that was the first game.
I think we played okay. We could
Bournemouth?
have played better. We could have played better. I mean, Bournemouth, we've lost to them like 4 times in a row.
So a draw is with 10 men as well is a positive.
I don't want to say it's a positive. We should have won that game. I think we were robbed. I think everyone knows that. Because 2 incidences of this, like literally the same thing happens on the pitch, and one is given, one is not. One is given with a penalty and a red card. So it's a bit confusing.
What 2 incidents?
The pushing of the players. Because I think Maguire pushes the guy.
Yeah.
Right? And I think Diallo was pushed as well.
He wasn't pushed, he was pulled.
He was pushed.
He wasn't pushed, he was pulled.
What do you mean?
He was pulled and then he fell over.
No, it depends from where you're looking at.
I think being pushed by a small fullback is very different to being pushed by Harry Maguire.
Diallo is small as well, so it's not like Diallo is like a 7 foot.
The issue with that is the force is not the same.
The effect is the same because
effect is not the same.
They're both. So Maguire, who did he push?
He pushed. Was it Krupi?
Yes.
No,
similar.
Tavernier. No, Christie.
Almost similar size.
Yes, very similar size.
Diallo was also pushed by.
But the guy, he wasn't pushed by a centre back. He was pushed by a full back.
Exactly.
Pulled,
Diallo is small as well.
Pulled slightly. I think you're over indexing the Amad Diallo claim.
Wait, if they don't give us the penalty, and they also don't give us, we also don't concede the penalty, I would say it's the same. If we were both given, I would be comfortable with that. And I don't think anyone would contest, even Bournemouth fans. I think I just saw everyone confirmed that Trippier's fouls were similar. It's just that one was a last man, fair enough, red card, I don't mind, right? But they were equally fouls. So it's like foul, penalty and red card, then this one a penalty alone. I'll be comfortable with that. I don't mind the red card because...
My issue is the way you use the word equally. They were not equally fouls. Amad Diallo could have been a bit stronger there. He could have tightened his core. He could have stood tall. He could have held his own. But he chose to try and win a penalty. And then he fell on the ball.
Do you remember...
It was embarrassing.
Do you remember Madueke's penalty in the Champions League?
Yes, that's the Champions League.
No, one question. Do you remember that?
Yes, of course I do. Is Amad Diallo in the Champions League?
The thing is, we have seen penalties being given. You don't have to. If someone is committed.
No. Wait. Why are we comparing a Premier League game and a Champions League game? And a Champions League player and a Premier League player?
We see it's football. Connie, is it under a different? Is it futsal? Is it a 5-a-side? It's football.
Referees act differently in England, bro. You shouldn't be just falling over. I think Amad Diallo, look, bless him. I think he's an honest player most of the time. But given the pressure you guys are under in making the Champions League, I think he fell over to try and win a penalty.
Okay, so you're saying he was pulled?
I think he was slightly pulled, and he felt contact. And you see, the thing is, you know physics, right? You went to school, and don't laugh. I'm stating that as you did, right? I wasn't asking him. when you pull someone, right? Usually, that person comes closer to you. But this guy, Amad Diallo,
He wasn't pulled.
he was
pushed.
pulled,
Wait, you
and
don't know the
Amad
difference.
Diallo went farther away from the guy.
You don't know the difference between pushing and pulling.
Oh
clearly.
my god! I think he took Newton's law too seriously.
I think we're wasting so much time on something that is a non-issue. I think we were robbed, but I don't care. I'm not.
You should care
I don't care because Liverpool have lost. Chelsea have lost. Why should I care?
because they will turn up the heat, bro.
Yeah, right. Slot will turn up. Ooh, scary.
Also, you don't want to finish second above Man City?
Not interested anymore.
Not interested anymore?
Yeah, I don't want to be the one who bottled the league.
Fair enough. So, if you look at Man United, 6 points behind City. Aston Villa are 1 point behind you.
Are we 6 points behind City?
Yeah, 6 points
but they have a
behind
game
City,
in
but they have a game in hand. Aston Villa are 1 point behind you.
No worry at all.
Liverpool are 6 points behind you.
Yeah.
And they still have to play you
yeah.
at Old Trafford.
That's
Tricky.
That's tricky for them. Because I beat them at Anfield.
When's the last time you beat them at Old Trafford?
I think Ten Hag. We beat them. Ten Hag beat them
At Anfield?
at Old Trafford.
At Old Trafford?
Yeah. I think 3-1. No, even
That's
before
FA Cup.
Even
That's FA
before.
Cup.
Wait,
That's
wait,
FA
wait,
Cup.
wait,
No, that's FA Cup.
Relax.
That's
We
FA
beat them
Cup.
2-1. During Ten Hag. The same season we beat you 3-1. For real.
When did you beat us 3-1?
Ten Hag, bro. It's dark times. Dark times that we beat you 3-1.
Ten Hag didn't beat us 3-1.
The Rashford game. The Rashford last minute goal. Make it 3-1.
2022. Yeah, Sancho and Rashford scored.
Premier League.
The one Sancho, the one Van Dijk was talking and then Milner was shouting at him.
Oh yeah, true.
It's okay, you don't have to remember.
No
But
worries,
yeah,
no worries.
I'm not too concerned about that.
But Bruno Fernandes is in Player of the Year conversations.
I think that's very obvious. After what we saw about Rice yesterday.
He has 0 open play goals, 6 penalties, and 11 set piece assists.
That's brilliant. That's the brand of football right now in the Premier League.
Holy mid.
That's the team that is top of the league. That's your brand of football.
Holy mid. Wait, what?
Relax.
Zero open play goals.
Can I just talk? You can't just shout. Relax.
0 open play goals.
Yes, relax.
0 open play goals.
Arsenal are probably going to be champions.
Of what?
With that brand of football.
Of what?
Premier League.
So why aren't you guys
Relax,
champions?
relax. So it's only right. The guy with the most assists from corners and shit wins it.
Why does he do it?
So Bruno Fernandes winning the Player of the Year with those numbers we've just talked about here symbolizes the current state of the league. The league is absolutely dog shit. The brand of football is disgusting. That's why we're being beaten, I think, 31-7 in the Champions League aggregate.
Who's we?
See the Premier League. What are you talking about?
No, who's we? Like, we have not been beaten.
Listen, collectively. I put 7 there because I put how many goals did you score?
You can't
scored 3
you
goals.
can't put us in there,
3
bro.
goals or 4 goals? I don't know.
We scored 3 goals in the knockout knockout phase.
3, yeah.
3
2-0
goals.
and 1-1. Fair enough.
2-0, 1-1, yeah. Very good, very good.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for the
I'm
2
holding
goals.
it up. I'm holding it up. But where are the rest of us?
But that's the brand of football, yeah.
To be fair though, Bruno Fernandes, with all banter aside, has been good. There's a lot that gets forgotten very quickly. Like for example, in the build up to Amad Diallo's push pull event, that flick on by Bruno. That was by Bruno, right?
Yeah.
The flick on, top drawer stuff, and he's created a lot of chances. It's it's just unfortunate that he plays for such a horrifically average team.
I think he has been playing for an average team for a while.
If you look at the amount of chances he's created in general, right? There's a chart I saw. I wish I brought it up, but there's a chart I saw. He's right up there at the end of it. Then there's the rest of the league, right next to Odegaard, Eze, Amad Diallo, Casemiro, all these guys, right?
Yeah, well, of course, put a holding midfielder.
So, like, you look at that and you just wonder, as an Arsenal fan, imagine if we had Bruno, bro. We'd be so far in everything. But anyway, moving on swiftly. Actually, no, we do
No,
have
we can
do
just
have
finish-
notes.
let's
We
finish
do have
top four.
notes.
Let's finish
We
top
do have
four,
notes.
Hmm?
No, yeah, moving on from United.
Okay.
Bournemouth though, they're in very good
Good.
form.
Yeah. I think 5 games in a row they haven't lost.
Yeah, and their
Yeah?
next game,
How many? 11 games in a row.
11 games.
Yeah.
Unbeaten in 11 games, and their next game in the Premier League is who? Arsenal away. So that should be fun. Lackluster Liverpool against Brighton. Ogopa Ali kickoff, man. They lost that game, bro.
They
Lost.
They were beaten. I mean, Kiarie scored a goal and then that's it.
So
Bournemouth's last loss was against Arsenal.
yeah. I mean, obviously they're about to reset that streak of theirs. They're gonna have to go again. But if you think about Liverpool, they've now lost 10 Premier League games this season.
From
10
your
Premier League
perspective,
games.
like we've seen managers come in, win their league, their first season, and get sacked, right? Conte, Ancelotti. I think probably Slot, right? Because I don't think if he finishes number 6,
Yeah.
which is possible, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Liverpool will stay with him. As much as Eric and Liverpool fans keep pretending that Liverpool are not a sucking club. I think the way things are changing, I think clubs need Champions League money.
It's not just whether they're the second club. The more important part is the second part of what you said. They are in desperate need of Champions League money. The 500 million they spent was spent on the assumption that people will stay fit. They wouldn't just make the Champions League. They'd go on to possibly go and win the Premier League again and push very seriously for the Champions League. You know, I mean, remember the bookmakers, BBC, TNT podcast for the Champions League and the Premier League, the one with Joe Cole and these guys. Everybody had Liverpool as the favourites for the Premier League. It's not a matter of if Liverpool win the Premier League. It's a matter of when they do it by. That's how serious they looked.
Yeah.
And now, bro, to not even make the Champions League.
I mean, if you've won the league and then you've spent 500 million, I think any logical person would assume you're going to win the league or be very close to winning the league. Not exactly what's going on here, because now, not only are they not winning anything, their most expensive signing is injured, and when he was fit, he was a shadow of what they thought they bought. So that's investment. That's 100 and what million. That is probably depreciating as we speak, right? They spent another 170 million on VATs. He's fit, but the problem is he's still not adapting to the league. He's still struggling. He will have moments, but then again, you don't spend 100 million for moments. You spend 100 million for week in, week out performance. I hate Rice. I think he's an okay player, but he's been performing. I think Caicedo has been performing. I think those are 100 million players that they'll give you. You get what you paid for. I don't think the return on investment from VATs is anywhere near the likes of Rice and Caicedo.
And to be fair, like you look at that defense, right? Liverpool had Van Dijk, they had Konate, they had Kirkes, despite his challenges. They had their players. The starting lineup was strong. It should be enough to go and beat Brighton, an inconsistent Brighton, by the way. They had Ekitike and I know he came off, but Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, McAllister in a diamond 4, Frimpong, Konate. This was supposed to be the new look.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Mamardashvili. Alisson's he's gonna extend, but he's not gonna be there forever.
Yeah, he's not the future.
This is what the Liverpool is supposed to look like, and they got beaten by a Danny Welbeck brace in 2026. It's not good enough, bro.
I can't even make fun of that because he also owns us.
No, he does.
So fair enough.
He does. And remember, the only way they got back into the game was through, how sometimes crazy can equate to genius. That's what happened with Kirkes getting his goal from Lewis Dunk. He's like, what if I stay offside?
Yeah.
Maybe it will count. And he did. And he came off a Brighton defender. He made a mistake. It was a good finish, though. To be fair, it was a good finish.
Do you think there's like a disconnect? Because like, we know that Slot is very too direct of a manager, right? Do you think there's some players who kind of have given up on him? Not given up, but like they almost don't believe in his methodology.
I think it doesn't matter to Kirkes. I think Kirk is just happy to be there. But with the guys like Van Dijk, for sure. McAllister, I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as to say it either.
Definitely Mo
they're
Salah.
downing
Mo
tools.
Salah, definitely.
Mo Salah for sure, bro. I wouldn't necessarily go as far as to say they're downing tools. It's just that they don't like the tools they're being given.
Yeah.
You get, it's like, I'd rather not use this today.
It's more like they don't believe in his methodology anymore. Because I feel like last year, they're playing differently. Their way of playing, of dominating position and playing slow, and it's so different to how they're playing now. And largely because they have different type of players right now. But still, Mo Salah being told to track back and do more defensive work, and he was like, I don't want to do that. I think that starts. And the moment you start fighting with your arguably one of the best player of all time, we've seen that with Ten
Bruno.
Hag, Amorim, literally most players, most United, for example, managers, right? And it never ends well unless you actually get rid of the actual player. But provided the player is still there, these people have a lot of influence.
But also, I think they're also just like confused. You know, are they MMA fighters or are they footballers?
I mean,
like, what's part of the what's the main focus of that regime?
Do you remember the
bro?
training videos of them boxing?
Remember Kiarie starting boxing after watching those boxing videos? Crazy, bro. But yeah, like the training methodologies are probably just unorthodox. The way he speaks, like, if he was my manager, I'd be so tired of listening to someone talking about set pieces. And it's like, okay, yeah, but what if we get good at them?
Yeah,
We
like
tried that.
we did.
You guys did. Chelsea did. You know, they're not where they are. Well, they could be lower. Anyway, it is what it is. Liverpool don't necessarily have a very easy run in, if you think about it. They still have to play you guys, so
They have to play Chelsea too, right?
do they have to play Chelsea? Yeah, I think they do. They do, actually. It's going to be a lot of fun, actually. The top 4 race. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
There's some very good, interesting games. Let's keep it in the fight for Europe. Everton beat Chelsea 3-0, bro.
At Stamford, right?
No. At the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Now, for some reason, they all look the same color. Why are they both wearing blue? In the lineups thing, but you know, Chelsea, Gusto, Fofana, Cucurella, Sanchez, Caicedo, Lavia, Fernandez is the captain. Cole Palmer, Joao Pedro Neto. You know, this is like almost apart from Reece James, is the only person missing in their midfield, right? Assuming they bench Caicedo. This is a very, very strong lineup. There's really not much else they could have hoped for. And they struggled, bro.
They hired an actor again, bro.
A media plant.
He's a proper. He would do well on YouTube, you know. He has the demeanor. He has the logics. He would make clickbait YouTube
that
videos.
Guy,
you know?
like, if we need to like make a racially diverse Ted Lasso. You get what I mean?
100%.
That he would be perfect.
He sounds like he's a funny guy. You know
Wallahi,
what I mean?
he does.
He just sounds like the guy who
He
just
sounds
crack you up.
hilarious. He sounds like Cucurella really likes him. But you know, Chelsea now really struggling, bro. Kiona, I heard that they're more than how many points behind us?
How many?
Damn,
25.
son.
Oji Sabu.
70 minus 48, bro.
Struggling.
70 minus 48.
70 what?
70 minus 48.
70 minus 48. That
Holy
is 22, yeah.
Holy shit, bro. 22 points behind Arsenal. Remember in November they were the title contenders.
When were they second?
They weren't second. Were they second? No, they were 6 points from Arsenal.
Oh.
So they were like third.
Yeah, again. And see, the thing is, you can never
Holy
guess.
shit, bro.
You can never guess your way into success. When we saw the interview, remember the Todd Boyle interview? Where he was talking about he didn't know what to do when he bought Chelsea, and he was like, "Oh, he would just go for players that other players bid for." Right?
Yeah, like
that
you mean
explains
that other clubs bid for.
exactly.
Yeah, like Arsenal.
He literally said it.
Yeah.
Like he didn't. Like he was like, "I wanted to know." When
He even liked like Arsenal, like what do you call it? Transfer mill updates.
Yes.
You get like. You remember when
like, I'm
likes were
sure.
still
I'm sure
available?
he was forwarding that tweet to someone. Like, get on this.
Now.
And to be fair, unlucky to Eric because we were talking about players being rejecting him. To be honest, if like how do you compete with giving someone 8-year contract? Because that's what they were offering players, right?
Yeah.
Like we can start with
8+1.
Caicedo,
Mikhailo Mudryk.
Mudryk,
Lavia. Remember Mudryk? Yeah, bro. That shit
100
happened.
million.
He rejected us for them.
That's crazy. And you see, that will translate on the pitch. Ended up getting Maresca. Maresca literally just said, "I'm leaving." Right? Now look at them now. I don't think the future is with this manager. I think they have to figure out how to get another manager.
I think he was like
if you get another manager, right? You've
wait,
spent
they signed him on a 3-year contract.
Yeah,
2-year
yeah.
contract.
2 or 3. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So now you've got this guy, right? And then who do you bring, for example, right? Because I've seen so many Chelsea fans actually don't questioning this guy, right? So if you don't want,
You've seen fans. Have you not seen Enzo Fernandez?
what did he say?
He was he's off away now into international break. You know how players go away for international break and then they go to their home countries. So
And that's doing interviews.
He talked about Maresca.
Oh, what did he say?
He was saying like when we had the previous manager, we had structure, we had a style of play, all this stuff. Now they've changed it and we have to adapt.
Is he saying that they have a different structure or we don't have a structure?
I think he was insinuating that they don't have a structure.
I mean, to be fair, they play like they don't.
They don't.
They almost. What's the identity? What's the way of playing right now?
I don't know. But
Apart
Black
from,
Ted Lasso thinks.
apart from aging,
Yeah.
as men.
Yeah. Black Ted Lasso really thinks that they were very, very close to Arsenal, but I don't know what their identity is.
Yeah.
Very, very close to competing with Arsenal.
He is kind of deluded. But then again, also
He's so deluded.
As a Chelsea fan, how do you feel?
No,
the guy,
but you're right. He's
the
so
guy that's
performative. Come on, like think about. You've seen those clips of him noticing the camera is on him
yeah.
in the stadium, and then action. Like someone does action,
Yeah, and then he starts giving out instructions.
starts doing.
Do you know
Why is he writing notes in the 90th minutes?
Yeah,
like 90
the
PSG game.
PSG game.
Like, what are you doing?
And then what are you telling Garnacho? Like, if you give Garnacho a note, the game is like the 8-2, 8-3.
Yeah.
It's 8-3.
8-2.
8-2, you're giving Garnacho a note. To do what? There are like 5 minutes to go.
And the thing is, he probably wrote it in English.
And then
Garnacho doesn't understand.
I think it's funny.
The guy got
because
married at 18.
The note
bro.
was passed around, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw, obviously, I don't think Enzo can read. Who was giving them? Was it James? Yeah, also James had the note, right? And I'm seeing he's reading something. And in my mind, right?
I know what it said. I know what it said. It was sent out to Sar. And it said, Sar, fuck you. Because the amount of errors, to be fair to him, to be fair to Liam Rossini, right? It's been error after error after error with these Chelsea players. Like comical. Like, honestly, it felt like you were watching a Tottenham team or a Eric Ten Hag banter era United team or Amorim Onana team.
Amorim, not Ten Hag. Ten Hag had trophies. Look at it this way, right?
He also had a 7-0.
Tell me, it's okay. Tell me for the last 5 years what good thing Chelsea did.
Oh, you don't remember, bro?
What good thing?
You don't remember? They changed the financial system of the game.
How long did it
Todd
last?
Bowley, bro.
How long did it last?
No. Yeah, I'm just regurgitating what the Chelsea fans said.
Okay.
Oh, he's come into this game Todd Bowley and what's the other guy called?
Iqbal something.
Iqbal, whatever. They've come into this football game and they've already found loopholes that we're exploiting. Oh, I think we have the right new owners, bro. If anybody, if Abramovich wanted anybody to have Chelsea after him, it would have been them, bro. These guys are forward thinkers, Sjuinini, all these things. They're right where they're supposed to be, bro.
What's funny is they give Palmer 8-year contract and then 6 months later they made it 10. It's like, I think we need to add those 2 years. He's cooking something.
Bro, the thing is about Palmer. I don't think he's going to work with Liam Senior.
I don't think so, yeah. They're so different. And I think Palmer also, I think he's a one-season wonder. I think he's a good player, but I think he's a good mid-table player.
He's like a top 6 Michu.
He's like what's his name? This techie Stephen Ireland.
Stephen Ireland of Man City.
No, Man City.
The bald guy.
Who was like.
Yeah. That guy was beef.
He was like a baller.
But he never put up those numbers. But I hear he's like him on steroids. Yeah.
No, Palmer's numbers are penalties, no.
That's
Bro, remove penalties.
That's a good point.
Palmer is as bad as Saka.
Should we remove penalties from Bruno and then we find out how bad he is?
Yeah, we should do that.
We should do that. Okay,
we should do that.
Okay, so. But anyway, let's go through some comments because I still want to talk about Chelsea. Martin Muiti, first commenter, let's go. Dubs, Derek McCory, thank you so much for tuning in. Jagimiala, Finya. Muad Fahim says, you can start Saddam. We will start with how Arteta is the best in the world. Jagimiala says, Saddam, make sure we inject. Makori says, Rafael, Tuju Sports Arsenal. Rafael Tuju. Who's Rafael Tuju?
The guy that was kidnapped. Some guy, some NPC.
Oh, for UN.
No.
Huh.
Some politician who was...
But UN guys were the ones...
UN
guys were the ones...
No, those are just paid actors, bro. Like Liam Rosinia.
Oh, okay. Like a bunch of Liams.
It's just a bunch of Liams saying free
yeah,
Tuju.
when the cameras are on. Anyway, Loyalty out there says, hold that Zuhum. Second again. You can't be saying second again.
Second in Carabao. What the fuck do you mean?
Fair enough. I was thinking Premier League, you know. Shit. Sydney Amori says, Scooby Zooby Doo, generational stinker. What? Mr. Gashishio says, Zuhum, now that Arsenal gave this one away to City, how afraid are you of the Arsenal spirit of bottling, the identity of falling short, surfacing again with 7 games to go? Be honest. I will get to that very soon. Loyalty says, here for Zuhum's tears. Lord knows how long we've waited for times like this. By the way,
it's a teaser, by the way.
By the way, you guys have been waiting for a long time, huh? It's actually quite true,
If you're watching here, this is a teaser. Usually you get a starter. This is a starter. So don't get too excited. So, ile maji ya kunawa na ndimu na samosa. Right?
All right.
Just enjoy that because there's a big meal coming.
Anyway, Gang 2546, we United are runners up to City this season. In his opinion, you guys will finish runners up. You'll finish second, according to him.
Saddam. What's his name?
His name is Gang with ease.
Fair enough.
Yo, Zima Yokitu, man.
Gang.
In 2026. Mr. Gashishio says, Saddam arguing about the ROI on those 100 million players. Do you now agree that Enzo is the middest midfielder now?
Yeah, I agree. I think we have how many 100 million midfielders? Wait.
No, I just want to ask you, are you removing the goggles?
Kitambo. He's actually dog shit.
Are you giving them back to your grandmother?
I don't think she's dead.
Allah yarhamha. Are you giving them back to your mom?
To who?
To your mom.
No, who mentioned my mom?
You said someone's grandmother, bro. Someone's mother's glasses, bro. Anyway, the only people who actually put up value for money is Rice and Jude Bellingham for 100 million. The rest are legacy players like Ronaldo, Gareth Bale. You know, they didn't even cost that much. Neymar, you got those guys. Fair enough. Unless you agree with Rooney.
Rooney is delusion. Out of
What's your
out of all the 100s,
Hmm.
is Enzo the worst? No, Mudryk.
Mudryk's definitely the worst.
Mudryk, right?
Mudryk's
And then
definitely the worst.
maybe-
It's just that Enzo is racist,
Hmm.
so it's kind of like who do we hate more, the racist or the druggie?
But Mudryk is also free Israel. Think
I'd
about
imagine even Enzo is.
That's tough.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Guys, let us know which one is the worst 100 million signing. Is it Enzo Fernandez or Mikhailo Mudryk? I think with Caicedo, Pogba,
Pogba's not
Rice.
100. What do you mean? Pogba was
He was what?
85.
80 something.
Bruh.
What? That guy costs more than Thomas Partey. That's so mid. Anyway, so let us know what who you guys think is the worst. Shit. I just read a nasty ass comment, bro. Let us know who you guys think is the worst 100 million pound signing. But Sydney Amori says, I'd imagine he's a Chelsea man. Main Kampf Dewsbury Hall stinking up the pitch.
Is that Voss?
That's Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer or... Actually, you can apply it to both.
Yeah.
You can actually apply it to both. Because both of them are like Hitler's wet dream. If you think about it. You know, white, blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, mouth breather. I don't know.
Bro, Palmer looks sick.
He
I feel
does.
like, I think he needs to do, put those patches. You know,
Bro,
those,
no, for real.
He needs to like sleep with the mouth tape.
No. Cole Palmer I think Cole Palmer needs to leave Chelsea. It's not a good enough environment for him. You know, he's not being reminded to keep his back upright. You know,
Yeah,
always
he's
like,
built like a gamer. You know what I mean?
I see it.
You know those
I see it
gamers
now,
who are
yeah,
like
I see
on
it,
Reddit.
bro. I see it, bro. Nico Shea says, fuck Arsenal. Fuck you, Nico. Sydney Omori says, top 6 Michu is dark. Tanner Frank says, Bottling FC, trailer before the movie. And Kosh Daniels says, definitely Mudryk. All right. So we've run through most of the big 6, but it was just Tottenham, who someone put it very well. They held a relegation battle parade ahead of a relegation 6-pointer against Nottingham Forest. Now, let's look at some empirical data. 'Cause I like empirical data because then you can't argue with facts. So, Spurs were factually at home against Nottingham Forest. So,
yes, they were.
factually, like
Yeah.
there's no denying.
Yeah.
Spurs were factually with most of their back four. So they had Van de Ven, Romero, Danso, and Spence. In which positions those guys are in,
Maybe
that's up to you.
Spence- Maybe
Spence was
Udogie-
at right back.
Maybe Udogie, they missed Udogie.
No, factually, most of their back four. That's what I'm saying. They had Romero, Van de Ven, and Spence.
But Sporo and Udogie who have their fullbacks. So that's half.
But Spence has played more of their games.
Came on. I'm not wrong.
Who?
Yeah, they did.
Udogie and Paul.
Okay.
Udogu, no, Poro didn't. But Udogie definitely did.
Okay.
In midfield, Poro played right mid. Poro played right mid.
Okay.
Yeah. They had Danso and Romero at centre back, Vicario back in goal, Poro, Archie Gray, Papisar, Matistel, Solanke, and Richarlison. And the stats are dark, bro. If you look at, for example, their XG was 1.25. Nottingham Forest had a marginally better XG, yet scored 3 goals.
3 goals.
These guys had almost double the total shots, 14 total shots compared to Nottingham Forest's 8. But with 7 of those shots by Nottingham Forest, 7 of those were on target. Ona.
Wow.
8 of those shots, 7 of
Wow.
those were on target. Those guys had 14 and only 3 on target. They had 13 corners, by the way. And one of the goals scored by Nottingham Forest was a corner. And they only had 3 corners. What's good? They had 13 corners and scored none. These guys had 3 corners and scored 1. Like, they severely underperformed. By the way, I forgot to mention, 7 shots were from outside the box.
Out of
By
the 8?
Tottenham. By Tottenham. 7 shots were outside the box. Only 1 was inside the box. So if you think about it, it's not good looks, man. The rest, I'd imagine, were headers or whatever. So, peak, man. If you look at their next run of games, bro, it's so dark.
I mean, they've lost this very crucial game because I feel like this game would have...
This should have been the game.
This is... like, they would rather win this and maybe lose against another team because now it doesn't matter what happens. Right? If they win the remaining games and... Like, if Nottingham Forest win the remaining games, they will probably finish above them, right? So now the question is now West Ham, who are like 1 point behind them.
Spurs are playing Sunderland away after the international break.
That's a loss.
That's a loss.
That's a loss.
Brighton at home. They're actually worse at... No, now actually,
They're worse
statistically,
everywhere.
they're bad everywhere. Yeah. But they play Brighton at home after that. Wolves away. Villa away. Leeds at home. Chelsea away. And Everton at home.
I'm sorry, they're winning only against Wolves.
Atayo. It's up there. Informed teams at the moment. It's so peak. It is so peak, bro.
You see, the thing is they're playing against people who have something to play for, right? Villa, definitely. Maybe not Brighton because... But then again, Brighton will just beat you regardless. They're just weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wolves, they want to at least... They want to get more points than Norwich. They don't want to be the worst.
I mean, they've got nothing to play for. They're a dangerous team because the manager just tells them go. It's like towards the end of classes, towards the end of the semester, Mushamal is a syllabus.
Yeah, and usually
guy who's like
people are
depressed.
just relaxed. You just have fun.
Anyway, move on. Swiftly, Tottenham are out. They're gonna get relegated the season that Arsenal win the league, or are they?
I think
because Arsenal gonna win the league?
I think we need a top 6 relegated.
It would be interesting. See,
we really need a top 6 just down, and then we just see how things change.
Like, does it bring more views to the championship?
Call, right? That's a wake up because remember last season when we finished 15th, I don't think we were worried because we kept the manager. Like, it wasn't a concern.
Yeah. Not only did you keep the manager, you also kept that manager after losing that final to this team.
Who were 16th? Well, you were 15th then.
At that time, they were 16th. They were still lower than you guys.
Yeah.
But you look at the table, they are currently...
But then again, what happens...
They're currently 17th, 1 point away from the drop.
So what happens at Spurs? Because Danny Levy left, right? And he thinks all his shares.
No, but also we gave them Vinay Venkatesham. We gave them some more
They just made
people.
some really ridiculous calls at the top, right? And that's exactly what's costing them. People really underestimate those kind of calls, like the active football, what the owners does.
People underestimate.
People just talk about, we need a striker. Bro, I don't think players are that important.
It's not just that. People also underestimate. That's the thing. That's actually what I was about to argue against. I just didn't know. I didn't realize I was about to argue against it because you said it. But think about the Ange interview. Him talking about like, bro, we're in Champions League. We had the money. Essentially, he was admitting that they had the money, but they just weren't in the same brackets of competing for the best players. Richarlison, Solanke, these guys, they can sign Solanke for 60 million, but they're not going to give him 200k.
Yeah.
You get? So they can't compete for the best strikers. They can't compete for the best
and
midfielders.
They have the money.
And they had the money.
They have, I think, the best stadium.
They do have the best stadium. Also, I don't know if you saw that post, but Kiarie shared a very interesting thing on the group. That thing for the pitches. The teams currently with interchangeable surfaces
Yes.
are dealing with hella injuries.
Ah.
Real Madrid, Spurs, James Maddison, and all this stuff. And it's not just the ACL stuff; it's also the other stuff, like just the muscle degradation. Because people think it's just the ACL stuff. It's not. It's also the muscle degradation. They don't have as much depth in terms of the foundation of that pitch because it's lighter, right?
Yeah.
So it's like us playing on light academy turf or something. You get?
Yeah. It's not, the shock absorption isn't as
It's not
good
as much, yeah.
if it's just natural.
Anyway, they're currently on 30 points from 31 games. They have fewer
Do they
points.
have the most injuries in the league? I don't think so.
I'm not sure, but even then,
That could also be a myth because I think it's just.
no.
I think
But
it's physio. I think it's the type of trainings that you do because when there was a time, I think last season, the season before last season, we had so many injuries. Remember when Casemiro was playing back four? I think we had like almost 18 players, or maybe 17 players out. I think you've also had moments, maybe not recently, but I think you've had moments where you've had really so many. Yeah, when you don't have depth, the thing with Spurs, they don't have depth. So they are okay players. They have okay players, and then they have like really below average players.
I think you need to consider Spurs because like they have a lot of players. Let me just mention the players who've been injured. So, so Destiny Udogie has missed a lot of the season, right?
Yeah.
Ben Davis has not been available. Now, when you get into midfield, that's where they really get hurt. Bissouma, Madison, Bergvall, he just came back. Kudus, remember Mohamed Kudus? Kulusevski. Apparently, I saw some random shit online. I don't know if you guys saw it, but apparently he's
He's what?
the reason why he's not available is something very top secret is being kept under wraps regarding his sexuality.
Oh really? He
Yes,
could be,
and his gender.
Oh, he could like men.
He could be transformed.
He would do well at Arsenal.
He could be transformed.
He could do well at Arsenal because in corners you guys just grind on people. Also, you guys are called Kuna.
We really need to rebrand ourselves, bro. It's ridiculous. Rodrigo Bentancur.
Gunas for Arsenal. God damn.
That sounds horrific, bro. And then their forward line really isn't. They didn't really miss much, but in terms of their midfield, they really have missed a lot of players, bro. But they did sign Conor Gallagher. Anyway, shall we move on? Let me get some comments in. It's actually just Kosh Daniel saying Spurs have not won a single game in the Premier League in 2026. I think Spurs should be removed from the traditional top 6 Premier League teams. Of course they should. You guys allowed this. You guys wanted to remove us and keep Leicester City. It's disgusting, man. Anyway, outside of the Premier League, there was a lot of interesting action in the Champions League. Did we say we're going to talk about the Champions League this weekend?
It's not a Champions League show, I'm sorry. Let's move on.
All right, take it away. Carry on.